Hello students, this is Taranum Jahan. Hope you all are doing well over there. So here we are to start with a new chapter from your geography, India size and location. Geography, chapter 1 from your NCERT for the class 9, India size and location. And the key points that we are going to discuss over here are India's location, India's size, India and the world, and India along with its neighbor. So before starting up the chapter, you should be very clear regarding where is equator, where is latitude, where is longitude. These lines are very important. Though these lines are imaginary lines, they are just in imaginary lines. They are not drawn on your globe or drawn on your earth. It is an imaginary line just to know the perfect location of any place. So if for example, if you are calling a cab driver and you have just given a address, so how the cab driver is able to find out the exact location of your house? Just because of with the help of these longitudes and latitudes, they will understand they may know, they will able to know the exact location of your place, where it is, just with the help of this longitude and latitude. Now how these longitude and latitudes are going to help out in order to find out the location, we are going to study under this chapter. So before that, you should know that what are these lines. These are the imaginary lines. What are latitudes, what are longitudes, what is equator? So the lines which are being drawn in a horizontal way, the lati line you can say, or horizontal way lines, are called as latitudes, and the lines which have been drawn in a long way or in a vertical way are called as longitudes. And if you have a close look at the globe, you will find that the globe is round in shape, and we are dividing this globe into 4 equal parts. In order to know the location of anything, first we will divide anything in a 4 equal parts, then we'll get to know that in which position it is, whether it is in the east side, north side, or south side, or a west side. So in order to know this, even for that, we have divided the globe into 4 equal parts. In a latitudinal way, we have divided the 0 degree. We have taken a 0 degree in order to divide the globe into uh, 2 equal parts from the middle of the globe. So that equal part, the line which has been drawn in order to divide the globe into 2 equal parts, is called as 0 degree equator. In the same manner, in the longitudinal way even, we have divided the globe into 2 equal parts. So that line is called as 0 degree longitude, which is also called as prime meridian. That name has been given as prime meridian line, which is cutting down the place called Greenwich and England. If you see the black line in a longitudinal way, one black line has been drawn, this is called as a longitude, 0 degree longitude, which is named as prime meridian. And if the portion above the equator, if you see the portion above the equator, is called as northern hemisphere, and the portion which is of the globe which is below the 0 degree equator is called as southern hemisphere. And there are specific names which have been given to certain latitudes, like Arctic Circle is given, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic Circle. So this is what the equator, which is cutting the globe into 2 equal parts for north and south, and in order to cut the globe into the 2 equal parts from the longitudinal way, in order to know the east and west position of the globe, we have cut with a 0 degree longitude, which is also called as prime meridian. So this is what you should know about the imaginary lines, the latitude, longitude, equator, and prime meridian, because the whole chapter is dealing with this line. So you should be very clear that why these imaginary lines have been drawn, in order to know the exact location of any of the place or exact location of your India in the globe. So now this is what the importance of the lines, imaginary lines. These are not been drawn on your globe. These are just an imaginary lines in order to know the exact location. Now you have understood about the latitudes, longitudes, and where the equator is. Now you have even seen the prime meridian, the 0 degree longitude, which is dividing the earth into 4 equal parts. The equator and the 0 degree longitude is dividing the globe into 4 equal parts. This latitude and longitudes are the imaginary lines which have been not drawn on your globe. They are just an imaginary lines in order to know the location. Now you see the location of India on the globe, where the India is lying. So if you see that India is lying above the equator. So the place above the equator was northern hemisphere. So here you can say that India is located on the northern hemisphere because it is lying above the equator. And where it is, see the prime meridian is here. If you can see on the globe, where is the prime meridian? In the corner it is written prime meridian. This is the 0 degree longitude. So again it is towards the east of the 0 degree longitude, because that portion is the west one. So this side is the east till the end of the Pacific Ocean. Where the Pacific Ocean is there, it is dividing the longitude to that side, the prime meridian line. So till there it is a eastern side, and the back portion of the prime meridian is a western side. So here what we are able to see is the eastern portion of the prime meridian line, the longitudinal east portion. So it is above the equator, that is nothing but the northern hemisphere. So India is located towards the northern hemisphere of the globe, and it is located towards the eastern side of the globe, east side of the globe. So this is the eastern hemisphere, above the northern hemisphere and towards the eastern hemisphere of the globe India is located. So this is the location of India on the globe, above the northern hemisphere and towards the eastern hemisphere on the globe. So in the earlier slide you have seen the position of India, where it was above the equator, that is on the northern hemisphere. It is located on the northern hemisphere of the globe and towards the eastern hemisphere of the globe, because it is lying towards the eastern side of the prime meridian of 0 degree longitude. So now you will see, as per the latitudes and longitudes, how the India has been positioned on the basis of the degrees on the globe. Now you see the India, the position of India, it is on under the perfect square. How we have made this under the perfect square? After calculating all the degrees by counting the latitudes and the longitudes, we have got to know the position of India on the globe. So if you can see the longitudinal line, just see the longitudinal lines which is cutting down the India, which is giving the position of India in the longitudinal way. See the first longitudinal line, it is towards the 68 degrees 7 minutes. 7 minutes in the sense, in the scale, even you have after every 1 centimeter you have certain millimeters. So those millimeters are in the same manner, even in while calculating the latitudes, we are having those small lines which we called it as in minutes. So here the India is positioned towards the Gujarat side. One longitude is cutting down. There's one longitudinal line to near the Gujarat side, that is around 68 degrees 7 minutes. And if you go to the eastern side, the last longitudinal line, which is around 97 degree point 25 minutes. So in the same manner, if you see the latitudes that are positioning the India on the globe, the first latitudinal line above this Jammu and Kashmir, it is around 37 degree point 6 minutes. And if you go to the Kanyakumari side, the tip of the India, it is around 8 degree point 4 minutes. Above the equator, just above the equator, it is around 8 degree point 4 minutes. And here one more latitude that is cutting from the middle of the India, that is middle of the India, one latitude is going which is cutting the India into two equal parts. That is nothing but the Tropic of Cancer, which is cutting around 23 degree point 30 minutes. So this is what the position of India, where we are making a perfect square. You just see the position of the India when we are cutting down with the latitudes and the longitudes, we are getting a perfect square. So this is what the perfect position of the India on the globe. Now let's see more about the location of India. Now we are only seeing the location of India by dividing the India into two equal parts. Even we'll also know the time period, how we are calculating the time from the west side to the east side. All these things we are going to discuss on this topic. So here you have got to know the position of the India, where it was on the globe. You have seen the degrees of the position of the India on the globe. Now let's see more about it. See, the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of the mainland is about 30 degree. So now we are dividing the India into equal parts. After getting a perfect square, now we are dividing the India into two equal parts. So for that, when we have drawn a line, we are getting 30 degree from north to south and 30 degrees from east to west. So in that way we have cut the India into two equal parts in order to know the exact position, not position or exact location of any place. If I am drawing any point on the map of India and I just wanted to know that where I have drawn that point on the map of India, for that I should know the exact location. So for that, to know the exact location, first I have to divide that place into four equal parts. Then I should know that where the location is, whether that location is coming or whether that point is coming toward the eastern side, toward the western side, toward the northern hemisphere, toward the southern hemisphere. So in order to know the exact location, first I have to divide the place or the land into four equal parts. So here I am dividing the land of India, the mainland. Mainland is nothing but only the land area. Apart from the oceanic area, only the land area of India will calculate. That is nothing but the mainland area will calculate, and we'll just divide it into four equal parts. So while dividing the India into four equal parts, we are dividing it into 30 degree and 30 degree from both the side, that is from north to south and from east to west. So that when we are dividing India into four equal parts, the 30-degree line is drawn from the Jammu and Kashmir till the tip of the Kanyakumari till down to south is called as mainland. We are having that mainland. So again, from east to west to the mainland, we are cutting down from the 30 degrees is from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. So while cutting this, we are getting the kilometers. While drawing the line, the distance between Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, we are getting around 2,933 kilometers. And whereas when we are cutting down the mainland from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, we are getting around 3,214 kilometers. Though it appears that the north and south extent is more than the east and west extent, but in real sense it is not like this. It is equal. We have divided India into four equal parts, but in real sense so in order to see the kilometers, it is looking, yes, the north and south is more than compared to the east and western side, because east and west is only 2,933 kilometers, whereas north to south is only around 3,214 kilometers. So if we are calculating, yes, it is looking like yes, the north is more than the north south is more than the east and western side, but in actual sense it is not like that. It is equal. Now, one more important thing, if you see that the Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh, there is a time gap of 2 hours. Why it is having a time gap of 2 hours? Because see, the Gujarat is towards the western sides and Arunachal Pradesh is toward the east side, and the sun rises in the east. So the first rays of the sun, when the sun rises in the east, you will see the sun rays first in the Arunachal Pradesh, then when the earth is moving from west to east. So the movement of the earth, by the time it reaches towards the Gujarat, the rays of the sun, by the time it reaches to the Gujarat, it takes 2 hours. So there is a 2 hours time gap between the Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, but still the Gujarat timing and the Arunachal timing, when we see the watch, we see that 8 o'clock is there even in the Gujarat, 8 o'clock, even in Arunachal Pradesh. The difference of the 2 hours is not seen in the clock. How? How can we not see those difference of 2 hours in the clock of the Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh? Because we are following the time of standard meridian, which is passing through the Mirzapur in UP is taken as the Indian Standard Meridian time. We always follow the time which is on the degree of 82 degree and 30 minutes. Whatever the time is coming on 82 degree 30 minutes, only that time we are going to follow on both the east and west. So there is no difference in the time when the sun, whether it is rising in the east in Arunachal Pradesh or whether it is rising in on west later after 2 hours. There is no difference in the time gap because we are following the standard meridian timing, that is around 82 degree 30 minutes towards the east of India. We always say the east of India because it is towards the east of prime meridian longitudinal line. So that standard meridian line is cutting towards the UP and Mirzapur, the longitudinal line. It is cutting the Uttar Pradesh. So the main line, that line, whatever the time is there on that line, 82 degree 30 minutes will be followed by both the eastern sides and even the western sides of the people, whether there is a time gap of 2 hours. Got it? Now you have understood the location of India, how it has been shown on the globe, where the location of India, that is above the equator and the northern hemisphere towards it, because it is above the equator. That is the reason why we are calling it as it is above the on the northern hemisphere. And you have also seen the perfect square location of the India on the globe, that in what degrees it has been calculated. You have also seen the standard meridian time that we are following in India in order to have a same timing on both the eastern and the western sides. Then now we'll see that how the Tropic of Cancer. Now we'll talk about one more latitude, the important latitude, which is cutting the India into two equal parts. The Tropic of Cancer. And this Tropic of Cancer is on the side of 23 degree 30 minutes on the northern side of India. Now we are saying northern side of India because this Tropic of Cancer is on the northern side of India and it is dividing the India into two equal parts. But while this latitude is moving around from the India, it is covering around 8 states. Now what are those 8 states that is covered by this Tropic of Cancer is Gujarat, part of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura and Mizoram. This question can come in an objective type, that how many states the Tropic of Cancer is covering. So you should know about that, how many states the Tropic of Cancer is covering while passing out from India. And this Tropic of Cancer is dividing the India into two equal parts. And it is on 23 degree 30 minutes of the latitude of the imaginary line, the latitudinal imaginary line. So till now we have discussed regarding the location of the India. Now we are going to discuss regarding the size of India. Now the landmass of India has an area of 3.28 million square kilometer. The total land which is covered by India is of around 3.28 million square kilometer, and if you see as per the percentage, if we calculate, we are having around 2.4% of the geographical area of the world. And if you see the next diagram, this is the green circle. So now you can see the 2.4% of the land area which is there with the India, and the remaining green part is of the complete world, the geographical area of the world. So apart from that, only the red part is we Indians are having, that is the land area, that is 2.4% of the land area that we Indians are having. So India's land boundary. India land boundary is about 15,200 kilometer. Land boundary is nothing but the northern side. If you see on the map, the black line, the dark black line is a land boundary, and it is around 15,200 kilometer. And if we calculate the total length of the coastal line of the mainland is nothing but, as I said, the land area from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari. If we are calculating the coastal line of the mainland, including Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep, because even these are the coastal lines, including that, if we are calculating it, it is around 7,516 kilometer. So this is what the size of India. With this diagram, I just wanted to clear you regarding the two concepts which has been given in your textbook, the Indians mainland and the Indians union land, the difference between it. You just see the Indian mainland. The mainland is till the tip of the Kanyakumari, that I have said you that from Jammu and Kashmir to the tip of the Kanyakumari is called as Indian mainland. When if it is asked regarding the Indian union land, then if you see the end of that square near the this Andaman and Nicobar Island, if you see there was one Indira port. Till there it is called as Indian Union land. Including the islands, we calculate the Indian Union land, and while calculating the islands, we calculate the Andaman and Nicobar, and the main port, that is the Indira port, was calculated as an Indian Union land. But today we don't see that Indian port land because it got submerged under the sea water in 2004 tsunami. India when compared to the world. India stands on the 7th position, 7th largest country when compared to the world. So apart from India, which are the other 6 countries which are the largest country in the world? The first one is Russia, second Canada, third USA, fourth China, fifth Brazil, sixth Australia, and seventh India. In order to know the in order to learn the names as per the position of the largest countries, the first, second, third, and fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, it is the easy way in order to learn this is learn it in a rukuk bai. R for Russia, C for Canada, U for USA, C for China, B for Brazil, A for Australia, I for India. Now the advantages of India as per the location in the world. So India and the world. Now see that India is located in the center of the world, and it is between the east and the west of Asia. Here I am talking about Asian countries, not towards the world. India is located in the center of the world and between the east and west of Asia. Now you see the Indian map. On this world map, India, it is towards the center of the world and in the center of east and west of Asia. Asian countries, you see east and west, not towards a world map, just see towards the east and west of Indian countries. So it is between the east and west of Asia. Largest, India is having the largest coastal line. So that is even the one of the biggest advantage of India. Deccan Peninsula. What is peninsula? The triangular shape of the India part is called as the Deccan Peninsula, which is surrounded from the 3 sides of the water is called as peninsula. So the triangle shape which is penetrating into the ocean, this Indian Ocean, is called as a peninsular area. So this Deccan Peninsular area is having a connectivity. This Deccan Peninsular coastal portland is having a connectivity with the Europe, Africa, West Asia and East Asia. Most ships travel through Indian Oceans. So even this is one of the biggest advantage of India. Then land routes are also well developed to have a connectivity, due to which the spices of our country can be distributed throughout the world. Earlier the sea route was not developed. Vasco da Gama later on has developed these sea routes, has founded up the sea route towards India, and he first landed up towards the Goa. But before that, whatever the trade was done, it was done through the road activities, road connectivity. So even the land routes were well developed to have a connectivity with the world, so that we were distributing the spices to throughout the world. As you know, that the colonial rule, we were distributing the spices throughout the world. The inventions of numerals, decimals, stories like Ramayana, Panchatantra were mostly liked by the whole world. Even this was the biggest advantage of India in order to have the perfect location of the India. This also even India was also influenced by the Greek sculpture, architecture styles of the domes and minarets from West Asia, and can be seen in different parts of the India. So even we have exchanged many ideas. We have exchanged the ideas of our culture, and we have even got many of the ideas from the different countries of the world, and we have adopted those ideas too. So in that way, we have a very good exchange of the ideas through this land route plus the sea route. So the advantage of the India's location is the best one. It is as it is towards the center position of the world, and even it is toward the center of the east and west of Asia too, which is giving a connectivity towards the many Asian countries of the world. India and the neighboring country. India shares its land boundaries with 9 different countries. So let's see one by one. In the south, it shares a boundary with the Sri Lanka and Maldives. In the northwest, it shares the land boundary with Pakistan and Afghanistan. On the north, it shares a land boundary with China, Nepal, and Bhutan. In the eastern side, it shares a land boundary with Bangladesh and Myanmar. Apart from this, it also shares the historical links with its neighbors. Go through with this map and see the neighboring boundary countries of India with whom the India shares its boundary. Be clear with the map. You should be very clear with the political map of the India and the neighboring countries, and you should be very thorough with the latitudes and the longitudes, whatever we have discussed under this chapter, because it can be asked in order to mark on the Indian map all the latitudes, longitudes, whatever we have been discussed, the Tropic of Cancer. So you should be very thorough with all the maps which have been given under this PPT, and do try to mark it in your Indian map as per the map assignment work. I'll give you the assignment work separately. Before that, you just write the questions which have been given to you all people. Hope the chapter India size and location is been very clear to you all people, and if any queries are left, it will be cleared. I'm always there in order to clear your queries. So do revise it, read it, try to answer all the questions which have been given to you with the help of this PPT. I will also give you the link regarding the ebook so that you can go through the chapter. So stay home, be safe, be happy. Thank you. Try to answer all the questions that have been given with the help of the PPT. I hope you will have understood the explanation, so you will be able to answer all the questions which have been given over here. And do this map work as per at the moment the lockdown is open and you get the books or the papers. Do this map work in your book. Map books, whatever the questions have been given, only mark those questions, and please don't try to mark extra, don't try to put your extra knowledge on the map, only the given to the point mark the maps, and do label them clearly. Do this map in your world map and mark as it is given over here in your world map, and do label the parts whatever you are giving, the latitudes and the longitudes, the Tropic of Cancer, do label them with the degrees.